Why does atheism exist as a trend of thought?
Maybe because people are starting to wake up to the fact that the claims of religion don't fit the evidence. Let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. I would like you to meet David Rappaport, which, oddly enough, is the name of the guy who played Randall in Time Bandits. But hey, he's got some rather odd notions about atheism and theism. Let's check it out.
The atheist would tell you that religion is the easy way out.
Well, yes and no. It depends on what you're talking about, what aspect of life you're talking about. Because yeah, it's the easy way out of being scared of death, sure. But given all of the dogma and the expectations religion puts on you, I wouldn't call it easy. I'd call it a burden, in many ways.
But the thing is that the reverse is true, I believe. I think atheism is the easy way out in one regard. So it leads to a terror of death, I would imagine. The atheistic view is one in which there isn't a lot of accountability because there isn't a further sentience that is of a moral nature.
Two things about this point. Number one, why does there have to be a higher authority to which we're accountable? Do we not have a social contract to keep us polite to one another? Are there not police and courts to enforce the laws that keep us all safe? I'd say we're pretty darned accountable, wouldn't you? Next of all, you're discounting the tough shit factor. It may well be that there is no God, no higher power to which you're accountable, no matter how much you want there to be one.
It's pretty staggering to realize how accountable you are for having been given how much you've been given. That's where, with the gift of the world, comes a real responsibility to do something with your life.
Gift? What makes you think this world is a gift? What makes you think our lives is something given to us? You really should watch my last video because I addressed the notion of this universe being a gift in rather more thorough detail. But that also goes to the second point you made. The only responsibility I have to do something with my life is to myself. And if you think that there is a God that gave me that responsibility, I must ask you to prove that God's existence first, before I accept your point.
This is an accountability that's not that comfortable. Why do people like to watch television a lot? It's very non-threatening.
That's not why I watch television. I watch television because I find the stories entertaining, because they're a way to relax and unwind after a day of working hard, because sometimes the stories inspire me, make me imagine my own worlds and create my own projects. I am, after all, trained as an animator, and you should all have watched my most recent animation, Ray Gun Rebecca, Assault on Rindar 3. Also, I've got ADD, and believe it or not, having movies or television shows on in the background help me concentrate, help me focus on the work I'm doing. You assume far too much.
We are in a position where we have to make decisions. And we are accountable. And we will be held accountable at a certain point when we are presented with our entire lives and asked to pass judgment on ourselves.
Okay, first of all, next time do this in a room without birds in it. Sheesh. Next of all, you say that we will be held accountable for how we spent our lives, but you don't justify that. You don't say how. And you do say we'll be held accountable to ourselves this time, but before you said we'd be held accountable to a higher authority. So, which is it?
Keep death in mind all the time, and it will spur you onward to be a better person.
You know, this entire video, it has sounded to me like what you're saying is that there should be a God, that we should be held accountable to this higher power, and therefore there is one. Because if there isn't one, it's unfair. People will get away with shit. They can waste their lives, and there's no retribution for it. But you know what? Wishing doesn't make things so. And you may just have to accept that. Until next time, fellow space travelers, this is BionicDance saying don't run on automatic. Instead, please think.